Ready?
Yep.
So a little over 8 years ago, we came out to this area and stayed with some friends and stayed several weekends and just fell in love with this area. So Lisa and I decided to go out and look for a place of our own. So after finding this 10.5 acre parcel, we purchased it and started working on it and developing it and getting it to where it's at today.
Hi there, David and Lisa with Our Weekend Homestead. We split our time between here and our place in the city, and we thought it would be fun to take you on a journey and show you around Rancho de Mayo, Our Weekend Homestead. When we first purchased this property, it was wide open. Our main concern was to get it fenced so we could let our dogs run free. Since the property is sloped, we couldn't do a hinged gate, we had to do a sliding gate. This created a lot more work for us and took about a month of weekends to construct. We decided to construct a field fence, which consists of barbed wire and a wire mesh. This will prevent the dogs and small livestock from getting out of our property. When laying out your fence line, it takes a lot of planning. We wanted to have good long runs between the corner posts, which required us to cut back 4 to 8 feet through dense forests in some of the areas. Once we finished fencing our primary yard, we created 2 additional pastures, which allows us to rotationally graze livestock. Getting water to the ranch was our most important upgrade. It consists of a 400-foot well and a 5,000-gallon storage tank at the highest point of the property. We chose this specific location because it's 140 feet higher, which gives us about 60 psi of water pressure without a pump. All right, so here we go. We're hiking up to the water tank. Actually, I'm already halfway up. That's why I'm a little bit out of breath. So come along with me and I'll show you the water tank that's 5,000 gallons and stored at the highest point of the property. All right, so we made it to the top, to the water tank. A little bit out of breath, but we made it. The winters can get pretty cold up here, so we use this ice chest that we modified to protect all the valves against freezing. So while I'm up here to show you guys where the tank is located, I figured it'd be a good time to check in and see how much water's in there and if everything looks good, and it's full and everything looks great. All right, so now it's time for me to hike back down. I'm thinking someday we might install a zip line to make it easier. I think we need to address the elephant on the property. When we got here, we thought we were going to have plenty of time to do all of the fun things that we had thought up for this property, but really we got hit with the bark beetle, and it's taken our tree population down about 1/3. This has left us with a whole lot of work that we didn't plan for in clearing and cleaning and processing all the wood that's here on our property. One of the areas that we are constantly working on is our roads and pads. We are always managing our water runoff. We created this rocky bottom gutter area to channel the water away from the road. Seasonally, we will come in and rake it out and keep it clear of debris, run some water down it, and make sure that it's flowing in the direction that we want it. We also have several culverts that are used to divert water away from the road. These too need to be seasonally raked out and cleared from debris so that they don't get plugged up. Gravel maintenance is a regular chore for us. With livestock, vehicles, and rain, they create low spots which we need to fill and smooth out. This is one of the most important tools here on the property. Not only does it save our back, it helps us to get all of our projects done in a lot less time. Since our gravel roads are fairly new, the earth below is swallowing up the gravel. We have to continue to add more gravel until we reach the perfect compaction. With so much deadfall and steep terrain, the tractor makes easy work of hauling heavy loads up and down the mountain. Although this plant looks super pretty, it is a villain. This is poison oak and our property is covered in it. Also, we battle the super painful to touch thistle. We use lots of different methods for keeping the weeds under control here on the ranch. We do weed whacking, cutting, pulling, trimming. We use our goats to keep the weeds under control, and we also do some spraying. Here I'm making a new recipe I'm going to try out for a non-toxic weed killer. I will have all the ingredients for this recipe listed out in the details below. We'll also let you know how we liked the recipe and if it worked for us on all the areas that we sprayed on the property. Mice are another pest that we needed to manage, so we employed a herd of ranch cats. Because we don't live here full time, we had to develop a way to care for the cats in our absence. So we developed this cat food feeder hut. It consists of 3 automatic feeders that drop food for the cats 1 or 2 times a day, depending on the season. We also built moats around the cat food feeders so that the ants can't get to the cat food. What we do is we fill the moats with water and then the ants can't get in. This cat food shelter also provides a place for the cats to get out of the weather and eat some food. This is the area of our very first bee yard. Here we housed 2 hives. We built this using hog panels to keep the livestock from getting in and messing with the hives. We quickly outgrew this bee yard, so we moved it to a different location on the property where we can house 10 hives. This is our current bee yard that houses 10 beehives. Unfortunately, last winter we lost all of our colonies. But good news, we have more on the way. This larger area gives us plenty of room to work the hives more efficiently. Here at the ranch, we use a 20-foot shipping container for storage and as a workshop. We chose the shipping container because it's secure and it's somewhat weatherproof. Everything we want to keep secure and dry, we store here in the shipping container. We have our extra lumber, animal feed, fuel, and our bee equipment. We have a small workbench where we do all of our projects, our miscellaneous garden tools, and power tools, and anything we really need to use here on the property. So here's our living area. We have spacious kennels for our dogs, a nice travel trailer with a wooden deck, picnic tables, a fire pit, barbecue area, and what's most important is the amazing, beautiful view that we get to enjoy while we're here at our ranch.
Yep. Okay. So that's it for our progress for the first 8 years. We've spent a lot of weekends out here and hundreds of hours trying to make these improvements to our property. We're planning on this year doing some more cross fencing in our primary yard, and we're also going to put an orchard in up on the hill behind the trailer. If you don't want to miss any upcoming videos, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell.
If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you liked the video, be sure to give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.